by the Light, and Chris Thompson, the guy who sang the song, will explain the whole thing to you on Rock History Music. Going into I guess you probably can't get into a studio after you did Blinded by the Light and you started working with other artists. I'm sure every artist asked you about Blinded by the Light, right? I mean, it must have been like,
okay, I'll have to tell you, I went out to a fondue restaurant in Switzerland. Bruce was playing the next night. We had played and we had a day off, and the promoter said, "Look, Bruce is coming tomorrow. I'm going to take him out for fondue. Do you want to come in and sit together and chew the fat?" And I said, "Yeah, that'd be fantastic." So so we did that. We're talking away like he does, talk about Denny's and all those kind of things we were doing. And then I said to him, so Bruce, what do you think about Blinded by the Light? And there was a long silence, and he said, what's that other song you had with that band Night? I said, yeah, it's Hot Summer Night. He said, yeah, I like that song.
what?
So he didn't like it at all. He didn't like it at all. And yeah. And yeah, and it was funny because the next day, I mean, we got on really well. That was just a funny moment. We got on, and the next day that we're going up the mountain to do something, the band, Little Steven and the Mall and Clarence, of course. And I just didn't have time. They asked me to come up to the top and have something to drink, and I just couldn't do it. And I wish I had. But anyway, I'm going to see Bruce on the 18th. Yeah, he's invited me. He's playing just outside where I live, so he invited me to go see him. So that's going to be nice.
That's a revelation to me. I had no idea, because I would think.
No, he didn't like it. He didn't like Fire either. He tried to stop Fire from coming out.
Well, the Pointer Sisters, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, the Pointer Sisters did such a great job. I mean, people always say that Bruce was upset because Blinded was his first #1, and but he's done so many things after that. I'm sure he's not still upset about it. If you look around, there's a very funny tape of him sitting and playing the guitar and talking. I don't know where it is, about douche, about that and the song, and it's very funny. It's a Bruce Springsteen douche. I think you'll find it's a revelation in itself that he was pretty upset about getting, it being associated with the song. But of course, it was the engineer's fault for not lining up the azimuth properly. Pretty funny. It was fun being young, though. I think I had a lot of fun being young in Hamilton, New Zealand, and we were just living this dream of being musicians and playing all this stuff and playing with the band and writing stuff. And, we were going to be successful. There was, we were in New Zealand. Nobody was at that time came out of New Zealand being successful. And of that band, I'm the only one that came out and did anything else. And they're all still there.
How do they react? How do the family and friends react? Okay, I'll use that example again. Blinded by the Light, that is everywhere, and you can't not hear that song. Even through osmosis, you're going to hear it. How did everyone react in your circle, Pastor?
They were all fantastic. They all said I was they found me an inspiration. That's what has been said to me so many times. And they still say it to me now when I speak to them. And yeah, nobody was ever negative about anything except for one guy.
What's that one guy?
When a guy called Larry, he was a singer there as well, and full of jealousy. And when You're the Voice was a huge hit, all being played in New Zealand and everything like that, they were sitting around drinking, and Larry said, well, Chris Thompson never had anything to do with that song. It's all bull. He paid those other people to say he was a writer. That's the only negative thing I ever heard from anybody.
That says everything about him.
Yeah, of course.
You know how jealous people who cheat on their wives are very jealous, because it says more about who they are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said that, but yeah. He's the only person who's ever said anything negative to me about anything that I did in my life.
At one point when you were young in New Zealand, that people came up to you and said, "Hey, you got something there." Speaking of the voice, how old were you when people started saying, "Holy God, man, you've got this instrument"?
You know, I think I was in my early 20s before people actually said that.
Really?
But, you know, because I wasn't, you know, I didn't have the sound that I had when I left New Zealand. I had a special sound, and I'd been working on that, and I was very unhappy with that. But when I left New Zealand, well, actually, the last years when we worked in Auckland, people said that to me a lot, that I'd, you know, finally got the sound that I wanted in my voice, and I could sing anything. But, you know, I mean, it's a gift. What I was given was a gift. I mean, it was a lot of hard work to get to it, but it was a gift. I mean, there's no two ways. You know, I believe absolutely that I was just given that, and I had to work on making it the way I wanted it to be. And I think that was the last 2 years in New Zealand, which was when I was 20, 21, 22. And, you know, and then, you know, after that, I kept working on it. I mean, it was something that I still work on it now. I still work on stuff.
Well, more from Chris Thompson in the next few days. And if you're a member of our Patreon, you'll get access to the entire interview in the next few days. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos on social media. We love it when you do that. We appreciate that. Join us every Friday for Friday Night Live. Sometimes we have guests. We always have a good topic. But if you want to support the channel, there are links in the description. You can join our Patreon as mentioned. You can make a donation, buy a t-shirt, spread the word. We'd appreciate that. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music.